Hi and welcome to Watch the Time and my review of the Seiko SKX013, the now discontinued SKX013. And this is probably the most interesting of the discontinued SKXs because there is no replacement for it. So I'll just take it off the wrist and we'll have a look. Obviously the replacement for the SKX is now the Seiko 5. I've got it here on the, someone asked if it fitted on a Seiko SKX Jubilee, and it obviously does. It looks quite nice. That's how I've been wearing it. And as you can see there, that's the new SKX, or the new iteration of it. But this one, the 013, well, they haven't made a small one. There's 27 versions of this, and they're all the same case size. So there's lots of options there for you for different colorways and things. But as far as I know, there's no option of a smaller 37-38mm cased dive watch. Now, some people say this is a lady's watch. I disagree. I've tried this on my partner. It's way too big for her, and I'm talking like massively too big. It's it's not even close to being a usable watch for my partner. And I mean, she wears a little tag, her, and it suits her fine. But put this on her wrist, it's just way too big. And she said it was just it was awful. I believe it's definitely a man's watch. It's designed for someone with a more slender wrist. I find that I like the design of it in the hand, and I really like the second hand. I actually prefer the second hand on this than the original SKX over there. And yeah, and I love the sort of the blobbiness of the dial, and the fact that it's compressed in, kind of it even makes it look more blobby. The handset's fairly straightforward and plain. I quite like it. I actually prefer the design of this over the standard SKX, but on my wrist I feel that it's just a bit too small, and when I put it on wrist I'm just like, nah, it doesn't suit me in my opinion, and that's what counts. And I prefer the full size SKX, or something a bit bigger. If you are looking for a small certified dive watch that's got loads of history, and you know it's going to run for years and years, and they're affordable, this has always been a great option, because the SKX is a fairly big chunky watch, and if you've got wrists less than, say, I'd say less than maybe 6 3/4 inches, 7 inches, then you're kind of probably on the cusp where this would actually look quite nice, and probably actually look better than the full-size SKX. So, my impression of this watch is it's a fantastic little watch. It's got the same movement, the 7S26. We've got the same screw-down case back with a Tsunami Wave on it there. This one's on the Jubilee, the rattly old Jubilee, with the hollow end links and the press clasp, but I've got no issue with these bracelets whatsoever. I've been wearing my new, we're calling it the 5KX, and I've been wearing that on the Jubilee strap, and they're really comfortable and robust and reliable, and just like the watches are, and that's kind of the whole point of the watch being tooly. I mean, you've got the absolutely fantastic loom. I think the loom on this one, it's almost even more intense, again, because the dial's compressed slightly compared to the bigger SKXs, but there's still just the same amount on there. So absolutely fantastic. Again, as I say, it's a certified diver, so we've got 120 click bezel with a loom pip and the dots all the way around. It's a proper 200-meter diver. We've got the screw down crown, no hacking, no hand winding, but it's got the Seiko magic lever system, so as soon as you start moving this, give it a little shake like that and it's away. Put it on the wrist and you're fine. The only time you're not fine to do that, there's no good doing that, putting it on your wrist, going to sleep, you wake up in the morning, it might have stopped if you're a light sleeper. If you're a thrasher like me, then it will be going anyway, so it's no problem. I've literally gone like this with these watches, then gone to bed, and they're fine, they're still running in the morning. So a great system. So I'm never put off by the lack of hacking or hand winding. It really doesn't bother me in any way, shape or form. We've got a day-date complication, and that's it. It's just the whole thing about this watch is that it's an SKX, but it's just a bit smaller. If you change that bezel from the black insert to an aluminium insert or a steel insert, it'd have that look of a kind of Explorer, Rolex Explorer look about it, and I think it would make quite a nice sort of almost like a homage to the Rolex Explorer, but not so close as to be a knockoff. But it was just a thought of mine. I don't know if that's something you can do, but if I could find a bezel insert for this that could do that, that might be a reason to keep it. But the other part of me is thinking, there's not that many of these about now, and I want to keep it original. So, I've been back and forth on this as to what I'm going to do with it. I might just sell it in the end, I don't know, to fund something else. So let's just talk about that for a minute as well. Lots of opinions about these being discontinued. Some people are saying, don't worry about it, there's loads of them for sale, there's loads of them out there, yada yada yada. Same with the SKX. Don't worry about it, there's loads of them out there. I don't buy into that, because it's a popular watch. So yes, there may be lots of them out there, but lots of them are beat 'em up. Lots of them are abused. Lots of them are used as beta watches. Lots of them have been, hundreds of, especially the 007, have been modded. People are saying, oh yeah, there's loads of them about, and loads of people have got them in stock. Well, I'm not so sure, and a few people have said to me they've gone to places where they're sold out. And that they're actually becoming already difficult to get, and that's pushing the price up a little bit. Now, at least with the SKX you've got a new version you can buy, but with this there isn't. There's going to be less of them around in the first place because they're not so popular. There's no replacement, so I think out of all the SKX range, and maybe apart from the orange one, this is going to be one that either increases in value more so and becomes rarer than any of them. Because they're going to be more sought after, I believe. I don't know. But as I say, I'm not, I didn't buy these for the money. I bought the set of 3 because I wanted to get a set of 3 before they've all gone. Whether I keep them all or not, I don't know. At the moment, I have been wearing the 007 and the 009, and also the new 5KX, and I've been enjoying all of them. I do not subscribe to the theory that there's tons of them about. Don't worry about it. In 6 months' time, you'll still be able to go out and buy an SKX 007 or an 013 or a 009 or an 011, whatever. I don't agree with that, because how do you know? How can you know what's going to happen in 6 months or a year's time? I wouldn't want to be in a position where I had never owned an SKX 007, or I didn't have one, and then had to wait for a reissue that cost thousands of pounds, or a reissue that isn't the same as the original. I just think for what they are, they're not expensive watches. Buy them now. I've got them. If they go up in value, great. If I come to sell them and I get my money back, then all is well. If they don't, they're never going to lose a lot of money. They'll always be saleable. So, it's not about that for me. It's about owning the watch and experiencing it. And once I've had that experience, I might get bored with it, and I might then want to pass it on. Who knows? But for now, this one is just going to stay in the box. It's got its sticker on, its hang tag. None of that's ever been removed. So it's just going to stay in its box. It's not a watch I'm going to wear, to be honest. It doesn't suit me. I might look into changing that bezel insert out, and I think that would change the look of the watch enough that it might make me want to buy it and keep it. But then there's still that niggling part of me that says just keep it original. But anyway, if anyone's got any thoughts on a bezel insert, or where I can get one, and how easy that is to sort of swap out, then that would be great. So thanks for watching Watch the Time. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, bye.